Welcome back to Car Show 1, where we explore cars that represent more than just transportation, machines that tell stories, push boundaries, and define eras. If you're a fan of affordability meeting innovation, cars that punch above their price, and designs that don't try to look premium but deliver value, you're in the right place. Today we're focusing on a name that many thought had fully retired, a memorable badge from the past, now resurrected with fresh styling, modern tech, and a renewed purpose. I'm talking about the 2026 Dacia Solenza. Join me as we dive deep into what makes this car special, how it balances cost and features, and whether it lives up to the legacy of the original Solenza. The Solenza name first appeared in the early 2000s, when Dacia was still finding its path under Renault. The original Solenza was a simple compact liftback sedan, reliable, affordable, very basic in features, but it struck a chord in many markets because of its low cost, durability, and simplicity. It wasn't built to wow with luxury, it was built to work. Now, with the 2026 version, Dacia is trying something ambitious: bring back the name, but modernize everything. It's no longer about just being cheap. It's about rethinking what cheap can mean: stylish, efficient, safe, connected. This car aims to make modern tech and efficiency accessible to more people. When you see the 2026 Solenza in person, the first thing that strikes you is how much more contemporary it looks than you might expect. The lines are clean, the body shape is sharper, and although styling remains modest, there's a confidence there. Dacia has kept proportions friendly, enough length and height to offer practical cabin space, but not so big that it becomes cumbersome in city traffic. The front fascia has a refreshed grille, sharper LED daytime running lights, and more sculpted surfaces than the older models. Along the sides, you'll notice character lines that run from the front doors back toward the rear, adding visual interest without overdoing it. The rear lighting is more modern, full LED tail lamps, often with distinctive signatures that help the car stand out at night. Wheels are upgraded. While entry trims might get simpler designs, higher trims offer alloy finishes and slightly larger diameter, improving the stance and road presence. Inside, the 2026 Solenza surprises. If you remember the austere interiors of the old Solenza models, those days are over. In the cabin you get better materials, more comfort, and smart use of space. The dashboard layout is clean and intuitive. A central touchscreen serves infotainment, navigation, connectivity. It supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Higher-end trims feature digital instrument cluster elements, adjustable climate control, and better sound insulation so that noise is reduced. Seats are more supportive, with better cushioning. Rear legroom has been improved compared to older small compacts. Storage solutions are practical. Door pockets, cup holders, usable boot space. Dacia didn't try to pretend this car is premium, they focused on making it feel solid and comfortable without unnecessary frills. Powertrain options for the 2026 Solenza are designed to cover a wide spectrum of needs. On base models you get a small turbocharged petrol, about 1.2 liters, efficient for city usage, with modest horsepower that balances cost and fuel consumption. For those wanting more efficiency, a mild hybrid or full hybrid option is available in some markets. These help in stop-go traffic, improve fuel economy and reduce local emissions. Torque is reasonable, enough for daily motorway merging and highway cruising. Transmission choices include manual gearboxes on lower trims and dual-clutch automatics or smooth automatics on higher trims, hybrid versions. Front-wheel drive remains standard. Dacia's engineering emphasizes ease of ownership, reliable, parts relatively cheap, maintenance simpler than luxury cars. On driving dynamics, the 2026 Solenza doesn't pretend to be a sports car. But what it aims for, it achieves: comfortable ride, composed handling, predictable steering. Suspension is tuned more for comfort, with a suspension layout typical for this class. McPherson strut front, torsion beam rear are similar. The ride absorbs bumps, speed bumps, undulations well. The steering feel is light in urban settings, becoming a bit firmer at higher speeds. Noise, vibration, harshness NVH levels are improved compared to older small models, thanks to better insulation and tighter body seals. For someone using this car daily, whether for school runs or commuting, what matters is smoothness, reliability, not track precision. Safety and tech features have taken a notable step forward in this new Solenza. Basic safety is there: ABS, EBD, stability control, multiple airbags. In higher trims you get driver assistance aids like lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, rear view camera, parking sensors, possibly adaptive cruise control. Many of these features are now expected even in budget cars, and Dacia has made them more available. Infotainment is now modern. Touchscreen, smartphone integration, Bluetooth, USB-C. Connectivity is part of the package, making the Solenza feel less like a compromise and more like a value-rich offering. Fuel economy is one of the biggest selling points. The smaller petrol or mild hybrid versions deliver excellent MPG, kpl in urban environments, and hybrids further reduce fuel consumption in city traffic. Highway driving is efficient too thanks to improved aerodynamics and optimized gear ratios. Low running costs, relatively low insurance in many markets, and fewer expensive components help this car stay affordable not just at purchase but during ownership. Pricing strategy for the 2026 Dacia Solenza is sharp. It's positioned to undercut many mid-sized compacts and deliver more than basic features without pushing price into premium territory. In many regions, the starting price is expected to be competitive, especially for base trims. The higher trims cost more, of course, especially with hybrids, better wheels, and tech upgrades. But the goal is clear: make something accessible that feels decent. In many emerging markets, this strategy could make the Solenza a bestseller, especially for people wanting reliability with a modern touch. The 2026 Solenza also represents a cultural moment. Many people remember older Dacia models fondly, not because they were perfect, but because they delivered value without pretension. Solenza's return taps into nostalgia, yes, but more importantly it updates the concept for modern sensibilities. In many markets where affordability is key, cars like this are lifelines. They serve families, small business owners, young drivers. The Solenza could become a symbol of practical mobility, of how even inexpensive cars can evolve in design, tech, and culture. When comparing the 2026 Solenza to rivals, it holds its own in its class. It offers more tech than many cars in the lower mid-segment, better interior comfort, and improved safety. It might not match luxury sedans or sporty vehicles, but when you measure what matters, cost, efficiency, usability, reliability, it's competitive. Cars from brands like Hyundai, Kia, or even older models from Renault or Škoda become benchmarks. The Solenza often trades off outright speed or premium materials in favor of durability, simplicity, and lower ownership costs. Driving the Solenza in real life feels like using a dependable tool that has gotten smarter and more refined. You don't expect fireworks, but you expect things to work well every time. Start up smoothly, drive predictably, keep fuel costs low, service intervals reasonable. For many drivers, that's more valuable than flashy speed or exotic badges. The thrill of ownership here is in the daily routine being better. Fewer shakes, quieter cabin, fewer unexpected problems, more comfort, and that satisfaction when you realize your car gives you more than you paid for. What could be improved? Well, some will find that performance is modest. If you want acceleration like a sporty hatch, this isn't your car. Also, while interior materials have improved, in base trims there may still be plastics and simpler finishes that show its budget roots. Some tech features arrive only in higher trims, so you may need to spend more to unlock what others take for granted. Also, resale value in many regions might lag behind premium brands. But those are known trade-offs when you aim for affordability first. For many, the 2026 Solenza will be a winner, especially in markets where price, fuel cost, reliability, and simplicity matter more than brand prestige or performance bragging rights. It's a car that remembers its roots but also shows what a budget car can be in 2026. If you want a car that gives you maximum value per dollar, or euro, rupee, etc., the Solenza is definitely worth a closer look. Thank you for watching Car Show 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Dacia Solenza, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Which trim of Solenza would you choose, base petrol for minimal cost, or hybrid for efficiency? And what features matter most to you in a budget-friendly car? Until next time, drive safe, stay curious, and keep your love for cars alive.